But Lisa was so frightened that she screamed at the top of her lungs. The whole family rushed out to ask what had happened. He said nothing and left home without a word. He then went to his usual convenience store and said the thank you he'd wanted to tell his niece out loud to the cashier. One day, Jack's sister and her husband were in a hurry to get to work, so they asked their mother to drop off the kids. But their mother accidentally slipped and injured her leg before leaving that morning. She was taken to the hospital. The task of looking after the children fell to Jack, who had nothing else to do. At noon, his father and mother returned from the hospital. By then, Jack and his grandson were sound asleep on the sofa. At the sight, the elderly couple smiled from the bottom of their hearts because they saw that Jack had finally stepped out of that dim room. In the days that followed, their grandson Carl still refused to go to daycare. He seemed to become the catalyst for a change in Jack's lifestyle. Carl grew very attached to Jack. Unable to resist the little boy's pleas, Jack had to stay in the living room and play games with him. He even did as Carl asked and mimicked the insect force dance from a TV show. After dancing, Jack suddenly felt completely refreshed. A crack seemed to have opened in his solitary world. One day, Carl was tied up and taken to daycare by his father. With nothing to do, Jack curled up in his room to sleep again. But suddenly, he heard the sound of his mother falling. His mother had tried to go pick Carl up from daycare and had fallen to the ground again because of her injured leg. Seeing his mother hobbling unsteadily on crutches, Jack offered to pick up his nephew himself. And so, Jack, who had not gone out during the day in a very long time, finally mustered the courage to step outside that day. But before he could leave the gate, the older woman living next door suddenly greeted him. He instantly lost the courage to go outside, deflated like a punctured ball, and ran back inside. But when she saw her son turn back, his mother was not angry at all. She only gave him a gentle smile. In the end, Lisa, who was leaving school, took a detour and picked up Carl. But Lisa was clearly angry when she got home. Jack thanked Lisa, but she only responded perfunctorily. In truth, there was a reason for Lisa's unusual mood lately. Because of the move, Lisa had been forced to transfer schools. She had lost her old social circle and rarely got to see her close friends. She had not yet adjusted to her new environment and always kept to herself in class. During PE class, the cliques stuck together, and she sat alone on the side in silence. So every day after school, she sat alone on the side of the road, playing her favorite game by herself. One day, some girls invited Lisa to a get-together after school. But when school ended, she had to pick up Carl instead of her uncle. The chance to fit in with her new group slipped through her fingers. That was why her dislike for her uncle, who stayed home and did nothing, grew stronger and stronger. That night, Jack did not play games for the first time in ages. He clicked on a video of the insect force and secretly practiced the dance Carl loved. He became more and more absorbed in it. Even when he went to the convenience store, the theme song of the dance echoed in his mind. Looking around and making sure no one was nearby, he decided to dance along to the melody in his head. The next evening, the daycare collector say Carl had run away. His mother had been about to go look for the boy, but suddenly she thought of her son Jack. So she set her crutches on the ground and then deliberately lay down at the top of the stairs. With no other choice, Jack had to try going outside again. Though he was still afraid of going out during the day, Carl's safety was at stake. He had to force himself to keep walking.